Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. In this video, I'm going to talk about a very important question paper that is the open elective. And the title of this question paper is Speaking and Listening Skill. This is second semester examination question paper which happened in August, September 2023. So let me tell you that one more thing which I have been telling in all the other videos also, that this question paper can be used as a practice paper for all the semesters, either you belong to first semester, second semester, third or the fourth semester, because open elective is common for all the semester, for all the streams. So you can consider all the question papers of the open elective as a practice paper irrespective of any semester. So let's begin it here. The Speaking and Listening Skills question paper 2023 for the second semester, which is applicable for all the semesters. Duration, as usual, 2 hours 30 minutes, and the marks weightage 60. So the very first section of this question paper is here. You need to answer any 10 questions out of 11 questions. And each question has a weightage for 2 marks. So 2 marks, 10 questions. Mention any two differences between hearing and listening. Hearing is receiving sound waves through your ears, while the listening means hearing and understanding what you have heard. Hearing is a part of the five senses, while listening is a choice to hear and analyze what you hear. So, hearing is without much attention, listening is with the more attention, right? Then, uh, hearing is a physiological process, listening is a psychological process. Question number two, why is listening important? Listening enhances your ability to understand better and make you better communicator. It also makes the experience of speaking to you more enjoyable to other people. So if you listen, you can enjoy the listening, you can enjoy the content. If you hear, you will not be able to enjoy. So we always say, I'm listening to radio. We never say I'm hearing to radio, right? Because we enjoy it. Then define listening. Listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret the messages in the communication process. Or we can also say listening is key to all effective communication. And without the listening, it's very difficult to understand any message. So listening is the most important skills which you have or which everybody can have. Write two ways to avoid the barriers to listening. Manage your emotions, ask the questions, and we can say pay more attention. Then, what is syllable? Syllable is a unit of pronunciation having one vowel sound with or without surrounding consonants, forming the whole or a part of a word. For example, there are two syllables in the word water, and in the word there are three syllables in the word inferno. So, like this, the meaning of syllable. Then mention any two characteristics of language. Language is a system, language is dynamic, language has dialect, language is sociolect and idiolect. Then define stress. Now, stress here does not refer to the physical stress, it refers to the with reference to language. Word stress is the emphasis we place in a specific syllable of word while pronouncing it. In English, the words that have more than one syllable, we usually don't pronounce every syllable with the same weight. So each syllable in the word can be stressed or unstressed. So generally, where we give more stress, we give more stress on the verbs, main verbs or the verbs, the action words, adjectives or the adverbs, so that automatically there will be a change in speech pattern. Then, what is informal speech? Informal speech is a speech that is very casual and relaxed speech. For example, you are conversing with your friends, which may also include the slang, the contraction, or the colloquial phrases. How do you express apology for arriving late to a meeting? So you can say, I'm extremely sorry. I'm extremely sorry for arriving late. I apologize for coming late. Then mention any two ways to improve listening skills. We can say maintain eye contact with the speakers, visualize what the speaker is saying, limit the judgments, and don't interrupt, and be more attentive. Write any two objectives for vote of thanks. Vote of thanks allows people to express their gratitude for other people who have attended the event. Secondly, It is also always considered to be an important part of any ceremony as it eventually affects the entire function and express it more effectively. Now these are the 10 questions, 10 marks, 2 marks, 10 questions. Now we are moving to the part 2 where you need to answer 4 questions. So here you have about 5 or 6 questions, and out of those 5, 6 questions, 5 questions you need to attempt 4. So 5 marks, 4 questions. Question number 1. What are the characteristics of formal speech? Give some examples. Number 1, politeness. The tone of formal speech is always polite and respectful since formal speeches are mainly used to communicate with people in authority or stranger. It's also important to structure your sentences suitably. Second characteristic of formal speech is here objectiveness. Formal communication style usually takes no stances. The sentence is spoken in a passive voice with a minimum usage of personal pronouns. When we avoid using personal pronouns such as I, we, or you, the essence of the point changes from being an opinion to the fact. Therefore, the content of your speech sounds more objective than subjective. The third characteristic of formal speech is here effectiveness. A formal speech is more effective than an informal speech because it comprises longer sentences, clear, non-colloquial phrases. Its adherence to the standard English language makes it comprehensible for the entire audience, even the non-native speakers, English speakers. It also proves to be extremely effective, suitable for a workplace or a business environment. Se- Next, we have standard English language. A formal speech naturally follows the standards and the rules formally set by the language. Languages tend to have regional differences and additional local slang to them. Even within England, British English and Scottish English tend to have different dialects and colloquial. When we adhere to the standard English prescribed by the Oxford, everybody who has academically learned the English language is able to understand what one is trying to say. Last characteristic of formal language is here clarity. The generous usage of long sentences, no contractions, minimum abbreviations, proper grammar, complex sentence structure, clear pronunciation, and overall objectiveness of the information brings a lot of clarity to one's speech. There is seldom any room for any doubts or misunderstandings. The extensive usage of impersonal and the formal language should be usage or used. Second question, an employee was unable to complete the work on time. You need to draft suitable dialogues between the employee and the manager seeking apology. So you need to draft a dialogue where you say some sort of apological statement. So employee says, I'm sorry, sir, I was not able to finish the work on time. Manager, thank you for letting me know. Can you tell me what happened? Employee, I underestimated the time needed and I ran into some unexpected issues. Manager, I understand. Let's discuss how we can address this and ensure it doesn't happen again. Employee, I appreciate your understanding. I'll take steps to prevent it in the future. So this is how you need to prepare the apological or the apologetic or the dialogues where we express the apology. Next, give 2 examples for the expressions of making request and disagreeing. For making request, we can say, could you please help me to cross the road? Would you mind helping me cross the road? Would you please give me a pen today? Disagreeing, sorry, I want to work, or it won't work. I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. No, it's not possible. So you need to give the dialogues 2 plus 2, 4 marks. Then discuss any 4 barriers to effective listening. I just given the key points here. You need to discuss in detail. So physical, environmental barriers, cultural barriers, emotional and psychological barriers, physiological barriers, language barriers, making assumptions, too much information, tone of voice. So these are you can opt any 4 and write 2, 3 lines about each barrier. So that's a question for 4 marks. Now you have the last question for 4 marks. Sorry, 5 marks. Why are presentation skills important? Presentation skills are important to develop and improve communication skills, to understand the dynamics of presentations, to improve the skills of research, to strengthen the performance skills, verbal, non-verbal communication, to increase the confidence level, to promote critical and reflective thinking. So kindly write 2-3 lines for each key point so that you can get the best marks. So this is how you need to opt here. 4 questions and each question is for 5 marks. Now, out of 3 questions, you are going to opt here 2 questions. So these questions are for the 10 marks, long answers. You need to give more explanation. Explain the strategies to improve listening. So we have about 9 strategies I have not explained. It's better you write in your own words. Number one, to improve the listening, number first strategy is here. You need to maintain the eye contact with the speaker. So soft, sober, smooth eye contact is very important. Second, visualize what the speaker is saying. Imagine what he's saying. Third one is here, limit judgments. Don't come to the conclusion very early. Fourth one is very important. Don't interrupt. Listen the speakers, what the speaker is saying. Listen properly, then you react. Wait for a pause to ask questions. Don't jump immediately for a question. Give a pause. You can say, "Excuse me, may I ask you the question?" Ask clarifying questions. If you're not understood, say, "Sorry, pardon." Empathize with the speaker. It's not necessarily always the you are always right. You try to show the empathy. You also add few more points with the speaker. Pay attention to non-verbal cues. So the non-verbal expression of the speaker, you should listen. You should understand. Sometimes 80% communication is conveyed by the non-verbal communication process. Provide the speaker with feedback. Gives us some sort of verbal feedback, non-verbal feedback. So these are the 9 strategies where you can improve your listening process. So please do explain. Then discuss in detail the differences between hearing and listening. And this is a very important question. So I have given here more weightage. So what is hearing? Hearing is a physiological process which involves perceiving sounds through the ears. Hearing is a passive and automatic process which occurs without conscious effort. Hearing refers to the ability to detect and recognize sounds or voices. Hearing does not necessarily involve understanding or comprehending the information received. Hearing can happen even when there is no intention or desire to listen. It's a sensory function that allows us to perceive the auditory stimuli in the environment. That's about hearing. Listening. Listening is an active and conscious process of paying attention to and interpreting the sounds or the messages received. Listening involves not only hearing the sounds but also comprehending, analyzing, and interpreting the information. Listening requires focus, concentration, and mental effort to understand and make sense of the message being communicated. Listening involves engagement and response, such as asking questions, seeking clarification, giving feedback, providing feedback. Listening is a skill that can be developed and improved through practice and conscious effort. Effective listening involves empathy, understanding, and connecting with the speaker's message on a deeper level. So that's the difference between listening and hearing. So while hearing is a natural ability that we are born with, listening is a learned skill that requires conscious effort and active engagement. Listening goes beyond merely perceiving sounds and involve understanding, interpreting, and responding to the message conveyed. Last question for 10 marks. Explain the various types of presentation, different types of presentation with explanation. Number one, we have here informative presentation. An informative presentation is educational, concise, and to the point, while the other presentations may entertain or inspire. The main goal of an informative presentation is to give information. A good example is here the human resource benefits presentation. Human resource needs to explain what benefits employees receive, how does it work, etc. An HR benefits presentation for new hires should be short, straightforward, and easy to understand so that new employees will remember the information given. Second, instructive presentation. A presentation that teaches something is similar to an informative presentation, but it goes beyond this. Here, the presenter gives the instructions to the audience how to use it, how to learn it, how to use something, how to operate something, right? That's instructions. For example, HR benefits presentation for the employee where he gives some instructions. Then persuasive presentation. Many presentations hope to sell something or persuade the audience to take certain actions. So persuasive presentations often present a problem and explain the solution using data. So we can say business pitches or the sales proposal. Then motivational presentations. So most of the presentations we have seen on the TED Talks, where people talk, they motivate, where a lot of they need to engage the audience. They have a lot of question answers, Q&A session with the audience. They give a lot of self stories or the other stories they do it. So this is how you have the motivational presentations. You can pause the video, read the detail. Then you have here decision making presentations. Means to say a presentation which shares a problem, solution options, the outcomes can help speed along the process, and such presentations can be seen in the meetings, government meetings or all hands meetings. Then the last we have here progress presentations. Here your company has to talk about the company's progress, the 6 months progress, 2 months progress, right? A lot of data is being used here. Okay, a lot of graphical presentations have to be given in such kind of presentations. So these are the different types of presentations. You can also add your own answer. I just given you limelight. For details, you can pause the video, right? So this is how I have solved one of the important question papers of speaking and listening skills. And in the description box, you can see two more question papers solutions. That is the first semester, March, April 2023, and second semester, October, September, October 2022. So if you go through those three question papers, I hope you will get the best marks. And these three question papers are going to help you to understand the structure of the paper or the particular subject. So if you have understood or if you like this video, click on the like button and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. If you want to write something in the comment box, please do write. Thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you good luck for the next examination.
Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.